Welcome back to RPTV Weekly News Show. My name is Jabin and my co-hosts are Victoria, Kedar, Allanis, and Fred. We present news that impacts on Regent Park and the surrounding areas.
In this episode, we present the following news for the week December 9th to December 15th, 2022.
Report of rezoning of Regent Park Community Meeting. Daniel Spectrum celebrates 10th anniversary with world premiere of Songs from the Journey 2022. City of Toronto releases 2022 and 2023 winter services plan for people experiencing homelessness. Novotel residents, supporters protest against alleged forced convictions. Cabbagetown mansion being repurposed as affordable housing for unhoused Indigenous men. Man seriously injured after Daylay, Sherbourne and Dundas stabbing, suspect arrested. Cabbagetown businesses say they're dying due to construction and traffic. 15 Toronto City councillors voice concern over strong mayor powers and letter to province. COVID-19 vaccination and wellness clinic in Regent Park. Events and jobs in the Regent Park community. Report of rezoning of Regent Park Community Meeting. On November 30th, 2022, the Regent Park Neighbourhood Association hosted a hybrid meeting with residents of the Regent Park community about rezoning perspectives. The purpose of this meeting was to update and engage community members on the rezoning application process submitted by Tridel and TCHC for phases 4 and 5 of the Regent Park revitalization. The meeting was centered around the importance of the rezoning process. Invite the community to join the Regent Park Community Benefits Coalition and teach residents how to engage and support each other during critical times. The phases 4 and 5 of the Regent Park revitalization are bordered by Gerrard Street and Oak Street to the north and south, and River Street and Dreamers Way to the east and west. In 2014, a plan was approved that included 564 rent-geared to income RGI units as part of the plan to replace 2,083 TCHC-operated RGI units in Regent Park. It also included 3,465 square meters of commercial space for businesses and 1,353 market units. Toronto Community Housing Corporation and Tridel Builders Incorporation have filed a rezoning submission with the City of Toronto, requesting an increase in the density of development in the Regent Park phases 4 and 5 of the revitalization. The increased density will enable TCHC and Tridel to build 1,000 more units and add thousands of square meters of gardens, retail, and community space. Members of the community were also encouraged to speak and express their thoughts and perspectives regarding the rezoning process.
I'm not sure if you folks are aware of this, but on the 28th, which was on Monday, so 2 days ago, Tridel and Toronto Community Housing hosted a community-wide meeting. And at that community-wide meeting, they presented the revised application, the revised rezoning application. So what happened was in April of 2022, so a couple of months ago, that application was submitted to the city. The city had comments about the design, and they provided those comments back to Tridel and TCHC. Now Toronto Community Housing and Tridel shared those details with us.
Luckily, the information, the changes that the city had recommended was not too drastic. It was basically changes around how the streets look like, from private streets to streets that are more public. So those were some of the changes that the city recommended to them. Also, the numbers of units, both Toronto Community Housing and market units, had been changed. So some of them have been, so for instance, the first number went from, for at least TCHC, it used to be 1,181 units, Toronto Community Housing. And then the market units was 1,792. But the changes that were made added units to both sides. So currently you have 1,194 Toronto Community Housing units, to 1,876 units. The important piece in terms of this is that the 60-40% market to TCHC is kept. So the number hasn't increased drastically to worry about that. Also, I know that community members have shown concern around the heights of the buildings. So one of the changes to this has been that the previous one, they were about, the highest building was about 38, but currently the highest one stands at 39. So that's one floor higher than previously. There are reasons as to why these changes have been made, and some of the comments we've heard at the meeting is because to accommodate for the density that's happening, with a larger green space, a plaza in the middle of the 4 and 5, also affordable housing. These were some of the rationales Toronto Community Housing gave as to why the increase in heights were happening. But this has always been a concern of community members, the length of the towers.
Daniel Spectrum celebrates its 10th anniversary with world premiere of Songs from Journey 2022. The Daniel Spectrum Arts Center featured the world premiere of Songs from the Journey, a performance of the greatest hits from the Journey musical. There have been multiple productions of the Journey musical between 2013 and 2018, all celebrating the transformation of Regent Park. Storylines for each production evolved as the revitalization unfolded, highlighting key milestones experienced by residents of the community. In 2022, in celebration of the 10th anniversary of the Daniel Spectrum, many of the past performers returned to the stage to present Songs from the Journey. The songs were woven together with the storytelling narrative written by Mitchell Cohen, Trevor Kennedy, and Gila Amor-Kale. Canadian stage icons Jackie Richardson, Alana Bridgewater, and Gavin Hope brought the songs to life, along with local stars Trevor Kennedy and Charlotte Siegel. A music by the Journey orchestrated led by music director Henry Healing. Sponsorship of the Journey directly supports youth arts programming, operations, and capital improvements at Daniel Spectrum, a community culture hub in the heart of Regent Park.
This time around, we've got to make it true. Hey, this time around, foundation strong, standing together to fight the fight.
Songs from the Journey, a very special production that we've put together for this celebration. As you know, our team at Daniels has been partners with Toronto Community Housing on the Regent Park revitalization over the past 17 years. As importantly, though, we've been partners with this community, with all of you. We've built deep friendships with so many of you. Some who have lived in the neighborhood for decades, as well as with new residents who took a risk that the vision of an inclusive community would become a reality. I'm often asked if it's possible to encapsulate the Regent Park story in a few sentences. And over the years, I've come to understand how to do that. In short, the story of Regent Park is a story of resilience, of remarkable people recognizing the need for change, and through their will and determination, through your will and determination, shaping what that change would be. Your voices have shaped the revitalization, and it's been your voices and your stories that inspired the Journey musical. The Journey created pathways for young people to grow and to shine within the musical itself, while at the same time supporting the organizations that are in this building, transforming lives through music, theater, dance, art, film, and literacy through 10 years of building community together.
It's because of you that they built the center, a place to chill, growing up together. All your moves give me inspiration. Look up to you when I'm down for motivation. You built it, one brick at a time, had the whole community standing in line. You solved the problem, took up the fight. Up on your shoulders, we see the light.
City of Toronto's 2022-2023 Winter Services Plan for people experiencing homelessness. The City of Toronto provides temporary shelter and housing help services for people experiencing homelessness and those at risk of homelessness. Toronto's emergency shelter system is delivered through a network of city-owned and leased facilities in collaboration with community-based partner agencies. In 2022, the city is spending $647 million to provide emergency shelter and wraparound supports for people experiencing homelessness. The city's 2022-2023 Winter Services Plan outlines measures to ensure warm and welcoming places are available for those experiencing homelessness during the upcoming winter months. It's estimated that the city will provide emergency shelter and new housing units for more than 9,000 people in need this winter season. Toronto's shelter system is currently accommodating approximately 8,200 people nightly, more people than it ever has, and 1,600 more people a night than this time last year. All actions being taken by the city to prepare for winter will create more than 1,000 spaces through expanded capacity in shelters, additional room in the refugee-specific system, and new affordable homes with supports. This year's winter plan will add approximately 230 additional spaces into the shelter system, 132 spaces for singles through expanding capacity at existing shelter sites. The city will also activate 60 spaces at warming centers during periods of extreme cold weather. Warming centers give those who are vulnerable and may be experiencing homelessness a safe indoor and warm place to rest and access snacks, washing facilities, and referrals to emergency shelter where they can access housing workers and other wraparound supports. The city anticipates that more than 400 new affordable homes with supports will be available for occupancy throughout the upcoming winter season. These homes will be prioritized for people experiencing homelessness who are staying in the emergency shelters or living outdoors. More information about the city's winter services plan is available on the city's website.
Novotel residents' supporters protest against alleged forced evictions. Residents of the hotel shelter Novotel Toronto Centre on Esplanade Street and their supporters allege they are being forcibly evicted by the City of Toronto and the Toronto Police as temporary homeless shelters prepares to close. A video shared on Twitter earlier shows a woman handcuffed and dragged out of the hotel into a police cruiser by officers. The account Voices from the Novotel tweeted that the violent interaction captured on camera was from November 21st and alleged the woman was ticketed for trespassing and placed in another shelter without her consent. The City of Toronto leased the hotel to increase its shelter bed capacity during the COVID-19 pandemic, but it announced last month that the site will be closed by the end of the year. The move will impact 251 unhoused people. At the time, the city said that it would work with clients to develop individualized housing plans. Residents contend that so far they've had no help finding other accommodations. Advocates are calling on the city and the police to respect residents' rights to refuse relocation, provide compensation for the disposal of personal belongings, and provide promised housing plans. The city must clear the site and hand it back to the property owner on December 31st.
Cabbagetown Mansion being repurposed as affordable housing for unhoused Indigenous men. MOD Developments and Toronto's Native Men's residents celebrated its official groundbreaking at 218 Carlton Street to mark the start of construction for a new non-profit housing residence that will serve Indigenous men experiencing homelessness. The project is located in the historic Cabbagetown neighborhood and will consist of the renovation of an 1877 Victorian mansion. Previously used as an office space, once completed, the building will feature multi-unit bachelor and one-bedroom apartments. The future residence will be operated by NAMI Res, a registered charitable organization dedicated to providing outreach, temporary, transitional, and permanent housing to Indigenous men in Toronto and additional support services to a broader Indigenous population. Construction is expected to be completed in early 2024.
Man seriously injured in daylight stabbing at Sherburne and Dundas. Suspect was arrested. A man has serious injuries and the suspect was arrested after a daylight stabbing near Sherburne and Dundas on Tuesday, December the 6th, 2022, officials say. Toronto police said that they were called to the area of Sherburne Street and Dundas Street East at around 12:45 p.m. Police said that the victim was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. However, Toronto paramedics said that 2 people went to the hospital, one of whom went to a trauma center with serious but non-life-threatening injuries, and the other went to a local hospital with minor injuries. It's not clear if the second patient may have been the suspect or a second victim. Police said that the suspect, a man, was arrested in the area where the stabbing took place.
Cabbagetown businesses say they're dying due to construction and traffic. Multiple construction projects near Cabbagetown have distressed businesses whose local sales are slowly recovering from the pandemic. 2 lanes on Park.min Street are closed, causing a loss of parking while drivers confront redirection signage and cones on the road. A petition to save Cabbagetown businesses now has well over 1,000 signatures. It explains the issues presented by Warring streetcar track replacement, hydro utility repairs, and water main replacements on College. Carleton and Parliament that are reducing parking and TTC access to the area. While infrastructure changes are vital to the healthy functioning of our city, the timelines for these long overdue projects is unreasonable, reads the petition. Cabbagetown is witnessing huge drops in traffic and shoppers. Our local businesses are reporting revenue declines as high as 70%. The petition says that projects are to be completed by spring 2023, but makes demands of Mayor John Tory in the meantime to reduce the threat of small businesses closures in Cabbagetown, including reducing construction timeline by 50%, financially supporting small businesses, and meeting with owners. After barely making it through the lockdowns during the pandemic, these business owners say the city should work to complete these construction faster. The city says these projects are necessary infrastructure projects. It says construction on College is expected to be completed by the end of December 2022, and the water main replacement on Parliament will be strapping up in the spring. But businesses worry they won't survive until then.
15 Toronto City Councillors voiced concern over strong mayor's powers in letter to province. More than half of Toronto City Council has signed a letter urging Premier Doug Ford and Ontario Municipal Affairs Minister Steve Clark to reconsider Bill 39, which gives John Tory strong mayor powers. In the letter addressed to Premier Doug Ford and Housing Minister Steve Clark, 15 councillors asked them to reconsider passing Bill 39 or the Better Municipal Governance Act 2022. They said their main concern is how the bill would end majority rule at City Council. Bill 39, which is making its way through Queen's Park, would allow Mayor John Tory to propose and amend bylaws deemed provincial priorities with just over 1/3 of council support. Bill 39 is moving quickly through the Ontario Legislature and is expected to pass this week, but Toronto City Council has not had an opportunity to debate or consult with residents on this fundamental change in our governance, the councillors wrote. We are writing you today because we are concerned that we have not had a chance for input on the governance of our city or to weigh in on the impacts on the checks and balances of power that would result from the loss of majority rule at Toronto City Council. Councillors who signed the letter included Gord Perks, Josh Matlow, Anthony Peruza, Mike Cole, Paula Fletcher, Jay Robinson, Shelley Carroll, and Mike Thompson. First-time councillors Amber Morley, Asma Malik, Alejandra Bravo, Diane Sachs, Chris Moyes, Lily Cheng, and Jamal Myers also signed the letter. Mayor John Tory released a statement shortly after the letter was shared. I've been clear that my leadership style and overall approach, consistently demonstrated over 8 years, will not change. I'll continue to work collaboratively with the council to get things done, as we have done together for 2 terms, he said. Bill 39 will grant more authority to the city's chief magistrate in addition to the powers the province already gave in the fall.
And now with COVID-19 vaccination and wellness clinics in Regent Park. COVID-19 updates. Everyone 5+ can get the COVID-19 and flu vaccine at the same time. Bivalent booster vaccines are available for eligible individuals, Moderna, Spikevax, and Pfizer. Medical Officer of Health urges all Torontonians to get their flu vaccine now. Healthcare providers should optimize the uptake of COVID-19 and influenza vaccines in children, given current context of increased circulation of respiratory viruses. Since last week, 21,475 Torontonians were vaccinated with 1, 2, 3, or 4 doses, and 16,053 of those were people who have received 4 doses. Vaccine and wellness clinics in the neighborhood. Wellness clinic at 200 Wesley Street East, The Corner, on Tuesdays from 1:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Walk-ins welcome. COVID-19 and flu clinic at 519 Church Street on Wednesdays, December 14 and 21st from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Cold flu COVID-19 testing and treatment clinic at 40 Oak Street, Regent Park, CHC, every Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., walk-ins only. And Wellness Hub at 40 Oak Street, Saturdays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m., appointments recommended, walk-ins accepted. And now with events and jobs in the community.
Regent Park skating event on Friday, December 30th, 2022 from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Regent Park Ice Rink, 480 Shutter Street. Zero invites you to join a New Year's Eve celebration with 0 non-alcohol cocktails, wine, and drinks on December 31st at 10 p.m. 585 Dundas Street East, Daniel Spectrum. There will be live music with Jay Smooth on sax, DJ 80s and 90s music. Get the tickets by scanning the IQ code. Training in Regent Park. Join the Academic Upgrading and Digital Technology Foundations program. Center of Learning and Development brings you online free classes starting January 23rd, with classes running from Tuesday to Thursdays at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Academic Upgrading, and Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Digital Technology Foundations program. Apply now. For more information, contact 647-493-2462 or write info@tccld.org.
And that's all for today's show. My name is Jabin, and my co-hosts are Fred, Victoria, Kedar, and Allanis. We also like to thank our team of researchers that contributed for this week's show, and from our students at Focus Media Arts Center. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out all of our social media platforms. For more information, check out our website.